the Netherlands! We are looking at a map, god damn it!
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing another one of these. What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you? This one's part 2. I somehow skipped over this one. I've done part 1, part 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to backtrack and do number 2. Okay. The original channel is TikTok Reacts. Make sure you go check that channel out. I'm going to go ahead and click like on the video, and I might as well subscribe. I've watched enough of these videos. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe. You guys should subscribe to my channel too. It doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free, and it helps the channel grow. I do appreciate it. Every view counts. On my way to my 100,000 subscriber goal, I got 38,000 subscribers and some odd, right now. But yeah. So let's check this. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. There we go. That makes more sense. That looks good. All right, let's check this out. Part 2 of the What's the Dumbest Thing an American Has Ever Said to You. I really enjoy these. You guys enjoy them too, so let's enjoy it together.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So, I'm Malawian. I live in the US, but my first time in the US
1 second here. I got to switch my mic or my sound. There we go.
was in 2012 in San Diego. And so one time we went to a restaurant with this girl and I think 3 other guys. And so we're standing in line. I think it was a fish restaurant, and then we get the menus, right? Like the one of the places you go in front and then you order, and then you have to go back. And so I'm looking at the menu. I mean, something you do at a restaurant, and this girl.
Right.
Nobody asked her, but just looks at the waiter. Like, I wasn't even at the front of the line, but she looks at the waiter and she says, "Oh, so these two, so me and my best friend, we need some time because they're from Malawi and that's in Africa. So I don't think they'll be ready to order anytime soon. So they'll need time and maybe have a lot of questions."
What does that even mean? Is she talking down to you for being from another country? That's rude.
My best friend and I looked at each other and we're like, yeah, we're not eating here, not with them, we're going home. So, yeah.
So I was living in New York at the time, and I'm originally from southern Spain, and I was at this dinner party in New York City, and I was talking to this guy, and he finds out I'm from Spain, and he goes like, "Dude, so how long does it take you to drive from Spain to Manhattan?" And I was like, "You did not ask that question."
Oh my goodness.
And I looked at my friends, and my friends were like, "You did." So I was like, I'm not gonna see this guy ever again in my entire life, so at least let's have a laugh at it. And I looked at him straight in the eye as serious as I could, and I was like, well, depending on the traffic and the fog, because the ocean, it might take 18 to 20 hours. And he elbowed his friend and was like, "Dude, I told you it takes longer to drive to Texas." And I was like, he did not say that, but he did. He actually did.
Wow.
Oh my God, it was one hell of a night.
They are hanging out with some complete idiots, evidently. Jeez, man. Look at a map. Just look at a map. Spain, you don't even have to look at a map. Spain is on the other side of the ocean. Jeez.
Well, I am from northern Mexico, and 2 years ago I was on the beach. I was talking to an American, and he thought I was British. I think it was because of my accent. So I asked him what he thinks about Mexicans, and he said something like this: "Well, Mexicans don't prosper because they are dark, short, ugly, eat beans every day, and they have no education. So they have to go to my country." And then I said, "What? Are you mental? I am Mexican, bro. There's nothing wrong with being dark. And yeah, I like beans, but today I had lobster for dinner, and I am about 4 inches taller than you."
Well, first of all, the dude's lighter skinned than me, so he's not even dark. And second of all, why does he have a British English accent? That is strange.
And by the way, I think I am more handsome than you.
Oh my god, I have so many of this, but this would specifically stand out. I'm from
Okay.
Venezuela. So,
Okay.
Latinos, we look very different from each other. We don't have a specific look that we all look, right?
Okay. I think that's just most of humanity, but sure, go ahead.
So, I currently live in Atlanta, and Atlanta has a very good baseball team, the Braves, and one of their top players is Venezuela, Acuna. I was at this sports bar with American friends and we were talking about Acuna and how he was Venezuelan and, you know, Venezuela has great talent for baseball players.
Okay.
And he said, oh, Acuna's Venezuelan? And I was like, yeah, isn't that great? He's great. And he was like, oh, but he's black. And I was like, yeah.
There's black people everywhere, man. You could have a black Chinese. You could have a black American. You know, you could have a black British, a black Venezuelan. Wow.
And he was like, I didn't know Venezuelans were black.
They're not.
And I was like,
I mean, some of them, I guess.
So I was an exchange student in the US and I would randomly get asked by questions. And then
got some
one time
hum in
I
the
said I was
background.
Asian because Philippines is in Southeast Asia. And then they literally said, Philippines is in Asia? I thought it was in Europe. Girl. And then one time I was in the bus, I got asked, do you have school?
Yeah, they have
Do you
school.
have farm animals in the Philippines?
Wow.
Do you know what an iPhone is?
Do you know what background noise suppression is? Because Jesus Christ, that humming is insane.
Girl, what do you think of some sort of a different planet? Like, this is why you need to go to school.
Well, the thing about school here is, it's not that good. It's not that good.
God.
How much time you got, motherfucker? I could do this shit all day. I'm going to Florida. Oh, really? Are you driving? Are you flying? I drove and it took me 17 hours. 17 hours? How many days is that? I want to
What?
visit Europe. Oh, really? What countries are you visiting? Oh, you know, the basics. No, I don't know. There's no tutorial to visiting countries. Do you mean Italy, France, Spain, Portugal? Stop it. Portugal's not in Europe.
Oh my goodness.
It is. However, let's pull up a map. That way we know what countries you would like to visit. Okay, now looking at this map, where would you go? I would go to the Netherlands because it's next to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam is in the Netherlands. Come on now.
It is the capital city of the Netherlands. We are looking at a map. God damn it.
When I was 14, we emigrated from Ireland to America, and obviously because I was 14, I had to go to school. So my first day of school, I went into my history class, and they were showing Far and Away as a movie about Irish immigration. Hilarious. And, you know, they were showing all the thatch roof cottages and everything like that. And a girl turns around to me and she's just like, oh my God, is that what your house is like back in Ireland? And I was just like, yeah, totally. And she obviously didn't get the sarcasm. Sarcasm isn't a very
I've never seen that movie, so I don't know.
big thing there. But also, you know, this is the 90s. You know, we had no internet that back then or Google or whatever. So people didn't really know much about it. So yeah, I could have made up anything. But that
Fair
was one
enough.
of the few things that was said to me when I lived in America.
Okay, so middle school Adya was on the bus ride home from school, 8th grade, right? And, you know, all the kids, all the cool kids were 8th graders, were like in the back of the bus. We're just talking, and this kid, I remember his name, Brandon, asks,
Okay.
so when do you get your thing? And I'm like, what thing? Like, he's like, you're Indian, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm Indian. Like, what thing? And he was like, don't you have to get that thing in your forehead? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, don't you have to get surgery? Or like, don't they have to like implant that thing in your forehead? This man
I don't think they implant. I don't think that's how it works, Brandon. Come on, Brandon.
was talking about bindies. He thought we got... It's a sticker. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not an implant. Brandon.
Back in college, I was working as a technical support representative in one of the
I think I've talked to him before. Like,
biggest telcos in the US. One time I had this very angry customer because she's been transferred from one line to another. That's
Hopefully
why
it
she's
wasn't
very
me.
enraged.
No.
But I managed to calm her down when I promised to do my best to solve her problem because she's now on the right line. Well, I am rebooting all of her system, including her internet.
my internet's been out for 2 days. I'm using a phone hotspot. I've been buying data on my phone so I can get these videos done for you guys. So come on now. If that doesn't earn a like, I don't know what does, because that's dedication.
She asked, "Am I talking to a monkey from the Philippines?" Then I was like, what do you mean by that?
Racist.
Of course, I have to pretend I don't know what she meant. And she answered, never mind. You can't even grow apples there. And I was like, you know what, ma'am? I wanted to tell you something. You know, in the Philippines, we are producing one of the sweetest banana in the world. And we're shipping it to the US. You know why? She asked why. Because in the Philippines, only monkeys eat bananas. That's why we're shipping it there.
That's funny. Don't be racist, guys. Not fun. Not fair. That's what I meant to say. And it's not cool either.
So, we went to the zoo a few months ago, and we're
It's a prison for animals. That's what that is.
looking at those kangaroos, and I say something to my daughter along the lines of, "Oh, look at these kangaroos." And this lady behind me corrects me and says, like, "Oh no, those are wallabies," which they weren't. They were kangaroos. I know the difference. Anyway, I'm not correcting her. We move on, and eventually she hears me talk to my family, and she's like, "So where's your accent from?" And I told her from Austria, and she's like, "Oh, you should have known then that those are not kangaroos."
Austria is not Australia. Okay. Crikey.
I mean, no shade to Americans because I do dumb shit all the time.
Fair enough. So do I. And no shade taken.
But I once had a lady comment on a post when I said, "Thank God it's Friday," and she said, "It's Thursday, hun." And I said, "No, in Australia it's Friday." And then she accused me of gaslighting her, to which I answered, "I'm going to blow your mind when I tell you that it's actually summer in Australia too, while you're in winter." And then she called me a terrorist.
What? Oh, man. I wish it was summer here because I'm cold, guys. I'm cold right now. Oh, that's the end of that. Wow. These are fun. I enjoy them. If you enjoyed it too, hit like, hit subscribe. Have a super fun, awesome day. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.